not considered deadly force?
That's very difficult because we just saw a case where it was
the kid in Dunkin' Donuts, right? He stabbed one. There's three of them.
Yeah.
It's going to depend on the laws of the state. Can 3, 4, 5 people on 3 on 1, 4 on 1, 5 won't be a problem? Yes. Will it be considered deadly force? I'm watching that one very carefully. You just don't know how it's going to go.
You should be at least considered cowardly force.
But the problem now is the victim is now facing counts of deadly force versus this kid in the bodega that got slaughtered by the Trinitarians. You're damned if you do and you're damned if you don't. You know, if you're in that situation, you know, the best defense, and Matt reinforces this too, is awareness. If you're walking with somewhat of a purpose, not walking looking at your damn cell phone, and most of you are big boys and you're pretty well built, you guys are already not the ideal victim. You know, when I walk, they say the lady always walks, you keep the lady off the inside of the curb, right? Yeah, well, I got news for you. When I'm carrying, or I got my knife on me, my queen is right here. And if she happens to be closer to the road, oh well, boo-boo. She knows better. Stay away from my right side. It all depends. I totally get the gentleman thing. But nobody gets in my way with this, for obvious reasons. Whether I have anything or not, my right side is my strong side. I don't want her over here, ever. Because that's where it's going to get ugly. But she may wind up closer to the curb. Not personal. But that's a $1 million question because they had fists. He has a knife.
But they went to his place of work, so how would he be able to escape if they caught his entrance?
More mitigation. Was there an escape route? Did he try to run? I would hope if he was running away, they tackled him and they clawed him in. That's in his favor. But if he saw 5 on 1, he's like, uh-oh, and that one bothers me. But a level of awareness, you know, watching where you're going, you shouldn't change the way you live your life in terms of enjoying going to concerts and things because of this nonsense. But man, there's one word, all you got to remember when it comes to the law. What is reasonable in the eyes of the law is what you did reasonably. I preach that at work all the time. All the time. Unfortunately, that's a gray term, and it has a lot of different range, so to speak. Okay? So, did that help?
Yes, thank you. Excellent.
Being cognizant of what you're wearing. You guys don't look like a type that wears skinny jeans. That doesn't help in self-defense.
I tried.
You tried, it didn't work out? And word to the wise, if you're ever in the Philippines and you buy underwear, yeah, go 2 sizes up. Because how they figured out I was a 36, I don't know. I put them on, I got taller. This went in and my voice started squeaking. I'm like, it says 36. Yeah, it was about a 30. Good. I was still thankful, but a little uncomfortable. You got some grip to your shoes, and yes, there's a time and a place we got to dress up. Maybe it's for work or for function. You know, what you're wearing, your attire, you know, all adds up. Because it's going to happen when you don't expect it. And I know I'm preaching to the choir, we're all grown men here, but you just don't know. Oh, that'll never happen to me. Yeah, okay, hold that thought. And I'm not a paranoid. It's just reality. Every day you look in social media, somebody's getting assaulted, shot, stabbed, and some of the horrific things they're doing to these people. Oh my God.
I don't think half of it makes the fucking news. Not even.
No, not even a fraction.
We're not a fraction.
No.
Unreported, look at the statistics, unreported crimes, it's just, it was insane about.
You just don't know.
Yeah.
This is a relatively stable area. You know, Hartford's tricky. Bridgeport, of course, are bigger cities, but that's nothing compared to Chicago. Hundreds of homicides. Oh my God. So, the next piece is, so if you have anything, impact, use it. And they're going to decide what the target is. Matt's a trained fighter. He's going to come in. He's not going to give me that right foot when he comes in like this. He knows better. Period. Not just because it's me. So maybe that's not an option. But anything from here up, the arm, you'd be surprised at how little it takes to distract somebody. When somebody attacks, they're not expecting a counter. They're expecting a victim. If that victim bites, fights, kicks, or scratches, oh boy, now it's on. Okay? You have the element of surprise. Don't lose it. So now, let's assume we don't have, this is that favorite technique I was telling you about. Say he comes in and he's just reaching or he's punching. I go to the outside with whatever I have, it doesn't matter. I go to the outside and I take anywhere from the knife edge all the way down to the elbow and I hit the side of the neck. You see where the t-shirt line is? Here's your target. Bang. Okay, right here. Okay, not even, no. Listen, camera guy's not safe either. Now imagine, I'm just focused. You got a hit now. Imagine you getting hit like this, right here. There's 5 nerves that come together here. 2 of them go down the arms, 3 go down the midsection. All you're doing is trying to hit that. It's called the brachial plexus. I already hit him 20.
The vagus nerves.
Yes and no.
No? You're gotta be.
The vagus nerve, and Dr. Weiss,
Yeah.
put me in line. The vagus nerve allegedly is so deep, it takes a car accident to get to it.
Interesting.
Yeah. And I was saying that for 20 years. I'm like,
So I don't know. That's part of my rhetoric.
oops.
Hitting the vagus nerve.
The vagus nerve is deep near the spinal column. You definitely don't want that affected. But he told me, he goes, yeah, it's probably going to take a car wreck. That's just my fucking beard. But he's falling apart on me. Now imagine hitting that this hard. And you go right through. If he lunges for me, and I move this, I'm going to aim for the corner of the building. Right through. We teach little kids to punch through the board like into a bucket of water. We don't want them focusing at that surface. We want them to go through. You clap this thing right off with the arm blade. I like to use the body weight. You can hit with the knife edge. That's good. But if I weigh 185 pounds and I'm pissed and I'm moving everything together, imagine what that's going to do compared to just the knife edge. So they punch or they lunge. Just move this out of the way. You do not have to grab this. You want to leave it in there, so to speak. Make sense? This is not a recoil type strike. There's a time and a place for that. This ain't it. You weigh 200 pounds, that strike should weigh 300. Why? 100 pounds of attitude. Quarter step, bang. So you go to the outside, okay. Right on roughly the t-shirt line. A couple guys out there, they got no necks. Guess what? This technique ain't gonna work. Pick and choose your battles. Okay, so go to the outside with the left, strike with the right. Give it a try. Play nice.